Hey guys, how's it going? This is Joy Plug from Bodega Boys YGL, and I'm here again with another deck profile. Today's deck profile is going to be Bystial Branded. Boom. Honestly, one of my favorite decks. This is the one I play the most right now. Yeah, without further ado, we're going to do a deck profile. I'm not showing side this time. Unfortunately, my side's not done yet. I'm working on it. We could definitely do an update video with the side in the future. But for now, we're gonna do a deck profile of this deck, and we'll do some combo hands as well. All right. So without further ado, let's get started. So with the Despia package, we're playing the 3 Alubers. These are a must. You are searching it, using it to search the Branded Fusion, and that's pretty much it. You search your branded cards. I do play 3 Tragedies, just because Tragedy is like the second other Despia card you really play, and he searches you the Alubert via Branded Fusion or anything else, any discarding that you do with it or fusing that you do with it, so he's really good for that. We do play the 1 Ad Libum as well, and Ad Libum pretty much recurs your Mara Jade, gets your combo kind of continuing. And it's really good, especially with some of the new branded cards that came out recently. And yeah, that's pretty much it for our Despia package. I do play the 3 Edge Imps. Edge Imps is Edge Imps, man. This and Patchwork and Poly is just amazing. I play that 3 just because it's still a good card. It's a dark. You know, it's a good card. I do only play 2 Albaz. I think 2 is okay. I'm debating if I want to play a 3rd one. I might. I don't know yet. Only because I do play the Bystial stuff in here. I might play a 3rd one. I just don't like it being too clumpy, but 2 is a good number for me right now for the Fallen Albaz. I do play one of the new cards. I play one of Blazing Cartisia. This card is nuts. Not only is it a special summon on board when you have Albaz engraved, it recurs itself when you send a fusion from the field to the grave, back to your hand at the end turn, and on field, it's both a tuner and a poly. Think of it as a contact. It's amazing. It's a light target, so it doesn't, you know, it's a better Ecclesia. Now for our Bystial package, we play the 3 lubellion. This card is absolute crack. We play 2 Magnamuts, also absolute crack. This is the reason why I'm saying I might play 3 Albaz. In case I do need to get one to my hand or get a Bystial card, this card will get the job done for that. I play 2 Worms, 2 Brute Worms. This card is really great as well when it comes to using combos to fuse. And I play off the field, of course. I play 1 Saronir. Saronir combos well with Branded because pretty much play a bunch of Bystials and branded spells and traps in the deck, so it just helps you send. And yeah, I mean, Bystials in this deck makes Despia full potential as of right now. Onto the spells, we play the 3 Branded Fusions. This card you want to see every time. You want to search it every time. And honestly, if you get hit with a Ash, you want to bait the Ash as much as possible before this comes out. This gets hit with the Ash, it does slow your plays down a little bit, but because you're playing Bystials, you can kind of play around the card a little bit. I play 2 branded openings. I used to play 3. I played 2 just because I feel like I'm only really using this for protection, for my fusions, and for the Alubert search. That's really it, to be honest. I think 2 is fine. I play 2 branded and reds. I've seen builds play 3. I think 2 is perfectly fine, honestly. Yeah, 2 is perfectly fine. I just don't want to see this card in my hand. That's what it is. I want to search it off the Mara Jade. We do play one of the new cards, Branded Regained. Regained is just amazing, flat out amazing. With a deck like Branded Despia, where you already kind of recur your hand pretty well, and have a lot of draw power and hand power, this just adds to it even more. You get to recycle your banished stuff, and you get to draw a card. So it's like, you know, it's branded, so you can search it out. Because I'm playing the Bystial package in here, I didn't play this card before the package. I took it out, but I am playing the field card again. The field card is nutty now that you're playing Bystials. Like you play polys, you play super polys, but this extends you so much when you don't have that in hand, especially when you have Bystials on board. I do play the 2 patchworks. Again, I don't want to play more than 2 because I don't want to see this card in my hand at all. If I do, it's fine, but I don't want to see multiples of these in my hand. You play the 3 imps, so you're definitely going to see one of these at one point go to your hand. I do play 2 polys. Again, I don't want to overclog with polys in the deck, especially if I'm playing the field card and Cartisia. So yeah, this thing 2 is a great ratio. Another reason why I only play that at 2 is because we play 3 of these. Board Breaker 101, like I always say, Super Poly's Board Breaker 101. This pretty much sets you up for the win. I do play the one Called by the Grave because it's still Called by the Grave, you know? It can stop something, so it's still gonna be great. And then for traps, I play the 1 Branded Beast and the 1 Banishment. Beast gets you to pop with your Bystial monsters, and Banishment gets you to interrupt your opponent's plays and set up another board for yourself if something happens to your board. So that's the main deck. Main deck is 40. I tried my best to keep it at 40 just because you want to see all your cards when you're dueling, especially with a deck like this that you're searching heavily. Now onto the extra deck. So I do play the 1 lubellion. I used to play 2. I think 1 is perfectly fine, honestly. You want to make space for your extra deck. It recurs itself, so you can recur it as well with regain. So, you know, 1 is fine. I do play the 2 mirror jades though. 1 for sure, just off the lubellion combo, but I played the second one in case I have to super poly anything, or just Albaz effect into my opponent's monster, just to make it off their board. I do play 2 masquerades. I've seen builds play 1 only. Honestly, I think 2 is perfectly fine. With this deck, and this card specifically, if you're playing a tournament and you want to burn your opponent if you're making this, second one comes in handy during late game when you're going into time. It could make the difference between you winning and losing the duel. I play the 1 Thespian Cordis. Cordis is pretty solid, you know? Makes everything 0 punch. It's that simple. And then we get destroyed by a card effect, and then you get to special summon Despia, I believe. Following on Albaz or Despia monster from your deck. So gets popped by a card effect, you get your Albaz or you get your Aluber. Played 2 Albions. I've seen recent builds play 1 only. Honestly, 2 is fine, especially because you're pitching 1 Mirror Jade. Yes, you can recycle it technically with regain if you're banishing it at any point, but you want to play the 2 in case you do pitch 1 and before you recycle 1, you want to make the second one. Just in case, you know. In this build, so far, I played 2 Chimeras. I've seen people play 1. Honestly, I'm debating whether I want to take the second one out because I don't know what to put in. That's one thing. But 2, I do make the first one pretty easily, and I can recycle the first one with regain as well. But there'll be times where I want to recycle other stuff, and I can still make the second Chimera and disrupt my opponent in the late game, and that comes in clutch heavily in a duel. So I'm debating whether I should take the second one out or not. I do play for super poly targets the 1 Dracos Paleo, of course, the 1 Mud Dragon, of course, the 1 Garura, and the 1 Starving Venom. You know, I play super poly, so it's a heavy fusion deck, so I have targets for days when it comes to my opponent's board. And then the other card I do play, because I'm playing Cartisia and Bystials, so 6 and 4 make 10. Definitely play the Baron, Baron de Fleur, just because it's super easy to make with Cartisia. Honestly, I can pretty much sync off. I could do something with a fusion since the grave, get Cartisia back. I link up Cartisia and Druid Swarm. I pretty much go plus by sending a special summon and getting the floor out. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck without the side deck. Like I said before, I am gonna see if I can make an updated video in the future, just including the side deck with the deck itself, and so you guys have an idea of what my side deck consists of on a normal basis. Normally, you know, I play with this deck with my teammates every now and then just to test. I am gonna start hitting locals soon for tournaments and live duels coming later this month with my teammates. So you're gonna be seeing those live videos soon, I promise. And yeah, let's just test some hands. Going first, going second. You know, honestly, with Despias, you kind of want to set first, but second is not hard, especially since you play certain cards that break boards in here. So we're gonna test a first hand and a second hand, okay? Let's see. This is hand one. This hand's not that great, but we can work with it. So we can go Branded Fusion. And in this situation, Albaz, and Imp. Albaz and Imp. Let's see the lubellion. So there's a couple chains happening here. You go chain 2, chain 1. So you're first gonna pitch the Tragedy. You get Imp's effect. Imp's effect adds you the Patchwork. I don't know, I'm shuffling, I'm going back in. Then you go straight into the fusion. You go straight into Mirror Jade. On a separate chain, you get Tragedy's effect. Tragedy adds you the Alubert. Awesome. You go Patchwork. You have a Poly. You add Edge Imp. Somewhere where I misplayed, you could have special summoned the Cartisia as well when the Albaz hit the grave. If it is in your hand, I didn't do it because it doesn't really matter at this point with this hand. Alrighty. Summon Alubert effect. Normally you want to use Mirror Jade effect to get the Branded in red for the Albion, but if you can afford to search it, definitely search it. Also, I'm gonna set this. Set this. This is hand. And that would be your first hand. You could have done more, obviously, with the Cartisia on board. You could have, like, you know, fused them off or Masquerade if you wanted to, or for whatever. I just chose not to because I was gonna search the Branded in red in this situation. Just to kind of get the Tragedy and just, you know, go off with the Tragedies and stuff and have a live Mirror Jade still. I mean, if you want, so you could banish. I wouldn't recommend it in this situation. But you also have like more plays in hand. Your next card would have been Albaz, but that's fine. Now, if we're going second, it's a little different. Shuffle everything back. You never want to draw the same stuff, you know? And yeah, the sleeves look huge because they're double sleeved. So the deck is 40, but it looks like it's 60. So now if we're going second, oh my god, this hand is nutty. Going second, you could definitely have a lot to do here. You can pitch lubellion to search. You search, they will most likely let the lubellion go off just because they're worried about the Branded Fusion if they have anything to stop it. So you search that. You give. Ideally, you want to search the Saronir. So you're gonna normal summon Aluber. Well, not there. Here. You're gonna search with the Aluber. Fusion. Ready? So you're gonna. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna force them to use something against the Branded Fusion. If they have the answer, you just call by the grave them. Thankfully, you have that in hand. So call use Branded Fusion. You hit Albaz, and you hit. That's a good question. Yeah, it's tragedy. That's fine. Yeah, Albaz and tragedy. Pretty much same stuff. Go lubellion. Whoops. So you got lubellion effect, tragedy effect. Use like this. This. You summon Merjade. Tragedy effect if you want to search something useful. In this situation, I definitely say search the Despia Ablivion, just because you have a bit of play with that. As of right now, you have tragedy in hand, so it doesn't really matter if you banished whatever you have there. You banish tragedy, special your Saronir. Use Lubellion's effect in the grave. You pop the Saronir to special summon it. Then at that point, you trigger Saronir's effect to send good old Regain to the grave. Sweet, sweet. After that, you're gonna use Lubellion's effect to search your deck to activate Beast. Once you activate Beast, in this situation, I would probably recommend using Mirror Jade's effect. There's a couple things you can manage, honestly. I'd probably say, or you can hold the Mirror Jade. Honestly, you can hold the Mirror Jade just because you don't really have much in your hand. Or actually, pro plays. You go Poly. You go Poly from Ad Libum and Tragedy. Or even Ad Libum and Jester. You know, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Or you can just use Tragedy. It doesn't really. Actually, no. Keep the Ad Libum on field. Sorry, it's a mess. Fuse from your hand. Summon Garura. I was gonna make Masquerade, but it makes no sense. Then you get to special summon the Tragedy to your board that is banished. In defense, you have a live Beast interruption. You have Mirror Jade. You can banish a Mirror Jade. I would recommend banishing itself. Send Albion. Banish itself. On end phase, you set the red. I don't know why this took so long to think of. But yeah. So then when your opponent, I would say ideally when your opponent has 2 cards on board, you want to hit them with the red. You go red, you add Ad Libum. Oh, by the way, at the end of turn, thanks to Beast, never forget this effect, guys, because it's important. Regain comes back. So you go Branded red, you target Tragedy, Ad Libum, and Albert. And then you have a heck load of chains happening. with Chimera. Obviously, Chimera has to resolve first, so that's chain 4. You do Tragedy chain 3, at living chain 2, and regain chain 1. So you pop 2 with Chimera, draw 1. This is your hand. Nutty, I know. You go Tragedy, lets you add a Thespian monster. Just add the second Alubert, and like that, your hand goes from 1 to 3. Then at living gets you your Mirror Jade back on board. Okay, here, doesn't matter. Live Mirror Jade again. And then regain, lets you recycle one of these 3 guys. So I would say, since you've only used 1 Branded Fusion, you have an Alubert in hand, but you never know what can happen. You definitely get the Alubert back to the deck. At the bottom, and then draw another card. So you went from 1 card to 4 cards in hand again. You have 1 pop, 1 disruption. You have something that hasn't left the field yet. And yeah, you just keep going. They do anything, you just Mirror Jade again. This time you do their monster, for obvious reasons. You hit the Albion. You can Branded Beast, pop. You know, keep it simple. That should be more than enough interruptions to avoid their big plays. They would most likely have to pass, and on end phase you can trigger 2 effects. So you can trigger the Albion effect. You can also trigger the regained effect to summon. You just summon the Lubellion back at the end of the turn, and you just Albion straight into anything really. I would say the Branded Fusion. In case they stop that. You used to have an Alubert to add it at least to your hand next turn. And yeah, honestly, you draw. Again, nutty. So now this is your hand, and whatever, depending on what they have on board, just super poly. You pitch the Cartisia because you can add it back to the hand if you use the Garura. Let's say they have a dark monster, you just super poly their stuff straight into Dragostapelia. You have another on the gate on board now. You did that super poly play, you get a draw from Garura. And honestly, you have another disruption in hand. You can pitch Lubellion to add a Druid Swarm. So now you have 2 disruptions in hand. And this could be game, to be fair. Just off the simple fact that you really haven't, you know, activated much. This isn't live, but you have a live negate, you have a live pop. In this situation as well, you can definitely activate your Tragedy Engrave. People forget about this effect, the one you can use after the first effect. You can just banish it to pretty much set a spell, a branded spell or trap in the grave. You just set the branded in red. Then you activate Regain, activates itself, so just set the Tragedy back and more draw power. That's why Regain is nutty, to be honest. Once you get it out with the Beast, it's pretty much game over. You could definitely kill them this turn. If you didn't do it last turn, you could definitely kill them this turn because their resources would be dwindled to the brim. Like I said, Branded Fusion, and you have another Branded in red sitting here. So you pretty much, you got it. At this point, I would honestly just summon the Alubert and search for the field card. I just start fusing left and right. You just pretty much game them. And yeah, guys, that's how the deck pretty much looks like, combo-wise. Any cards you really have to watch out for, I would say DD Crow could really annoy Bystials, because you miss your targets and stuff, depending how they hit you with it. Another card I would say you should definitely watch out for is Nibiru. Honestly, if you can, like I had the chance to do it, I just didn't do it, but if you can, and you play Baron, I would definitely say make that early so you can avoid the Nibiru as much as possible. And yeah, guys, that's the deck. This is Joey Plug from Lego Boys YGO. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We always love seeing suggestions for text on the deck. I love hearing the feedback and everything. Thank you guys for always supporting us. We appreciate it. And a little announcement, this video will be going out on Wednesday afternoon. Thursday afternoon, I will be going to my locals, which is tomorrow, November 3rd, I believe. Yeah, November 3rd. I will be going to my locals. I will be picking up 2 display boxes of Magnificent Mavens at my locals at Gamer's Choice, and I'm going to be doing a live video opening over there. So stay tuned for that, guys. All right, signing out. Peace.